Welcome to Working the Dash, the show where we explore the journey of life, one moment at a time. Each of us has a dash, a symbol of our time on this planet, represented by the years we were born and the years we leave behind. But what truly matters is how we fill that dash with purpose, passion, and impact. But it's not just about the destination, it's about how we navigate the journey. Join me as we engage in thought-provoking conversations that inspire action and ignite change. Whether you're seeking motivation, looking for practical advice, or simply want to hear fascinating stories from diverse voices, Working the Dash is your go-to source. Every moment counts. Your dash is unique, and it's time to make it meaningful. Together, let's explore how to live with intention, embrace our challenges, and celebrate our victories.
Welcome, friends. My name is Destiny. I am TK's virtual assistant. I am excited that you are joining in for a conversation designed to empower your greatness. Grab a friend. TK is on the way.
Well, good evening, everyone. It is Friday night. Are you excited? I am very excited. It is Friday night. We are here and we are back for another exciting conversation. Absolutely. We are here tonight to talk to those of you who are 65 and up. Are you up? Yes, you are. You are awake. And even if you're not, this is for you as promised. You've asked for it. It is here. And I am here tonight to talk to you about AI basics. We're going to continue the conversation from last week, sharing tools and tips and resources as to how you can become very astute in the world of AI. So these are AI basics for those that are 65 and up. So I want to certainly make sure that I stress that, simply because I know that there are so many of us who are wanting to learn more. However, I wanted to take this slowly and welcome in those who are 65 and up to share with them AI basics. So last week, we shared what artificial intelligence actually really is. And so I am going to just pull some of my notes out again. We're going to do a quick overview of AI. And while I am sharing about that, you can type and share and also like and love. You can go in your chat box. There's a post a comment box. There's a comment box down there where you're saying either good evening or hello. You can actually tag your friends even in that box. Even if you don't know where that share button is, you can tag your friends there. Let them know we're on. Wake up your friends. This is for the 65 and up community. And I am so happy to bring you all into this world of artificial intelligence where we do not have to be afraid, but we can actually be empowered to utilize it for good. It is extremely beneficial. And I want you to not be afraid to embrace AI. So welcome in, my friends. Like, share, love, subscribe, do all of those wonderful things. And I am wanting to say once again that I am excited that you have taken the time to be here with me tonight. So absolutely excited about what we're going to be jumping into. So while you are taking the time to like, share, love, and tag, let's just do a very brief overview of what AI is. So last week, we talked about, Linda Ankrum, thank you for joining me tonight. We talked about how artificial intelligence, AI, is a technology that allows computers to think and respond in ways that feel like you are talking to a human being. So instead of just following a fixed set of instructions, as we have seen in times past, where we will ask information and it just gives us something out, this is more of a very interactive and more intuitive technology whereby we can gather information. Why? Because through artificial intelligence, it is collecting data. It is collecting information that will allow for answers to be given back to you, again, in a very conversational manner. So AI can learn. Hear what I'm saying. AI is a technology that can learn by information that it is given. Why? Because it's being collected. We're constantly asking questions. Information is actually always being downloaded. So there is something that is out here that allows us to really view how information is collected. And there is a tool. There are several tools, generative AI now, that allows these tools to be utilized for our benefit. So this is a mini crash session. Listen, I do not claim to be a subject matter expert in this, but I was so impressed upon my heart. And I always know that it is always by the leading of the Lord that I am given to do these things. So I am in obedience sharing with this particular community. You know why? My parents fall in this community. And I feel as though if this is the only way that one day we can communicate, I would love it if my parents can communicate with me, right? I don't want my parents to be in the dark, even though they may not get the full grasp of all of this the way I may get it, or the way their grandchildren may get it. However, it's a part of life. Somebody say it's a part of life. It is a part of our lives. And instead of running away from it, instead of ignoring what we don't understand, why not take the time to listen, learn, and embrace? And from embracing, we then can what? We can build from the technology that we know. So tonight is going to be a crash mini course, as I said. And if you want more in depth, we can do one-on-ones. And yes, these things can be so advanced and so intensive. But what I would love to do tonight is just to give you just a little bit of what I have learned and how it has helped me to do more with less. And you know what? We're all looking for ways we can save what? Time and money. And that is something that AI helps us to do. So this little crash course helps us to fully embrace that. The objective of this is to make it friendly, make it conversational, make it something that is fun, and something that we can certainly all learn and continue learning together. AI, when used appropriately, can be extremely beneficial. So let's start to explore. One of the things we're going to explore tonight is a generative platform of AI called Copilot. Now, the reason why did you choose Copilot? Why didn't you choose, say, something such as Falcor or ChatGPT? Well, the reason I actually did that for Copilot was because most of us, if we have computers, we automatically have what's called Microsoft Edge. And inside of Microsoft Edge is Copilot, right? And so it's a very functional, very user-friendly, and I want you all to grab your computers, grab your tablets. If you can go to the browser that is Microsoft Edge, then you will be able to see what I am going to share with you tonight. So I am going to share my screen, and in sharing my screen, I am going to also help to integrate where you will be able to see a window that brings up Microsoft Edge, right? And so what I want to share first and foremost on this particular screen, seeing Microsoft Edge, what I want you to view first, I want you to look up here. There's a nice little rainbow-ish like colored cycle. This is Copilot. And as you see, because Vincent's name is registered to this particular computer, it says, "Hi, Vincent. What should we dive into today?" Right? And so I am going to, because we do have inside of Microsoft Edge, you're going to get the news and all of these things. So I am going to just kind of move this screen over just a smidge. Or what I could do is just bring up another tab and I can just type in, let's just do this. Let's just type in Copilot, right? And so what we can do is type in Copilot. I'm going to stop sharing my screen there. And what we can do is just go to the browser itself. We'll share our screen again. We will choose Microsoft Edge. And what we can do is just go to Copilot, right? We can type that in to our, we just type that into the browser. And in typing it into the browser, you won't have to have all of the other things. So let's go there. So I showed you where it automatically comes up, right? So in sharing my screen, let's go now and let's just go to, I'm going to wait till it comes up and then I will just type in up here. We're just going to type in Copilot. And we're going to type in Copilot AI. So, this is what all of these things are designed to help us with. These are what we call tools and resources. Now, you can always come back and look at this at a different time, but I want you to just kind of see what this is. So I'm hoping that I'm not going too quickly for you, but as you can see, it comes up now. It says, "Hi there. What should we dive into today?" Now, let me share with you that we can ask Copilot whatever we'd like to ask Copilot for. And again, let me pause here and thank you all for joining me in this moment and being here to be a part of this particular session. So I'm going to make this just a little bit wider. And you see how I'm moving my screen there. So you can get a little bitty classes here today. So that's how you can kind of widen or shorten your screen. And so just in natural language, talking to Copilot, this is Copilot, like a little Copilot. You are the pilot, right? And you have a little assistant. Okay, just think of this as your assistant. You can get quick answers without needing technical skills. And you can also practice this for your everyday needs. So what I'm trying to share with you is that when we start to practice and when we start to put information in, again, I've already told you that it's doing what? It's collecting data. And so artificial intelligence is exactly what it is. It is artificial, meaning that it's real, okay? It's almost an oxymoron, but it's information that it's already collected. So it's going to give you back something because something else has already been inputted, right? So it's going to give you an output. So let's explore it so we can personalize it to us. You talk to it long enough, guess what it's going to do? It's going to start communicating with you as you would like for it to communicate, because it'll start picking up on what? Patterns. Always know this about patterns. Patterns always predict behavior. Now, I just said something y'all can Facebook that later. Patterns, that's in actions too now. And I'm not going to preach that message tonight. Patterns always dictate behaviors. So the way your Copilot, which is a generative form of artificial intelligence, the way this little assistant is going to work for you is that it's going to start predicting some of the conversations you have with it. So as it predicts your pattern, it will start to act a certain way. Oh, come on. Y'all with me already. So just because you're a beginner does not mean that you cannot do this. So hopefully you are here. I've already typed in the browser Copilot and I went to where it says Copilot AI and we went straight there. And so now here we are. Now, let me tell you, AI can be used for everyday tasks. Now, we're not asking you all to get into anything that will get us in trouble. Again, I am not the subject matter expert here. However, I am subject matter experience. So let's call it me. Let's call me that. Let's call this me, the E in that experience. I am subject matter experience. So the goal is to simply make life easier. So who's ready to jump in to Copilot? I know I am. So what do you want Copilot to do for you tonight? Let's take a look. How about we just do an activity together? And I know you're on your computers. I just wanted to give you time to get there. But let's ask Copilot to create us a grocery list. Now, I maybe want Vincent to jump into the conversation with me and in the chat, share with me more specifically about this grocery list. What grocery list do we want Copilot to help us to build and create? So let me go over to the chat and just pause here and just kind of see if there's anything that we need to know. I see you out there, Erica. Blessings to you. I'm excited that you're here. But what is it that we want Chat GPT to share with us? So I'm sorry, Copilot to share with us in this time. So we're just gonna say, create me a grocery list that consists of healthy food options. And yeah, let's just go with that. That are low. That's probably not grammatically correct. But anyway, it'll figure it out. Low sugar. Come on, let's talk. Low in sugar. Low in sugar. Okay. Now we just typed it out, right? And you have Grammarly here, you have all these different things. This right here is just telling me I started a sentence, but I started it with a lowercase c, and it's giving me, this is AI. See, it understands that when you type, you start a sentence with a capital letter. Okay, so I have my explanation here. Here is the response. This is how you get the response. You go right here. Hopefully you all are following me. You go to this black button, and it's an up arrow, and now you're ready to ask it a question. Now, it's gonna say, absolutely. Here is a grocery list, and you can tell it's still going. You see how the bar up here, I'm following the bar. It's still going, so it stops. Once it stops, that means it's finished thinking, okay? So let's see what let's see what Copilot said tonight. It says, absolutely. Here's a grocery list packed with nutritious, low sugar options to keep your meals wholesome and satisfying. So it's going to take you right now to produce, fresh and frozen, protein sources. Look at this. Let's go back up here to produce. Leafy greens, avocados, tomatoes, got all of these different veggies. And they're telling you pretty much how the grocery store starts. Look at this. When you walk into the grocery store, mainly you come straight to produce, right? Now, I don't visit it as often, but I do know when I do go in, produce is pretty much one of the first things you see. So it's going to almost help you because why? AI has collected enough data to let us know that this is pretty much a setup of how people shop. Okay? So let's go on down. It also says after you get your produce, go get you some protein, go get you some meat, chicken, eggs, tofu, lentils. Look at all this. Here's some healthy snacks. Everybody loves a little snacky. I want snackies, but we ask for low in sugar. So, don't look for, all that chocolate stuff. But here you go. They're telling you, get you some dry roasted almonds and some nut butters and hummus. Look at all of this. Whole grains. There you go. You've got brown rice. You've got whole grain bread or wraps. Here's some dairy and alternatives. Look at all of this. Here are some pantry staples, meaning that this is possibly something that people always have in their pantry when they are shopping for low items, or this is something that you would always keep stocked at all the time. Now, guess what Copilot also did at the very end of this? It asked me another question. It says, do you want me to turn this into a meal plan or suggest recipes using these ingredients? I've got plenty of tasty ideas up my sleeve. Well, God bless you, Copilot, because I need everything up your sleeve because it needs to go in my basket, right? And so what do we want? Do you want, who wants to say what they want? Would you like it to be a meal plan or would you prefer it to be a recipe? Who wants to answer the question? I'm here to answer that tonight. And we're gonna also say, what if we can't cook? Dr. Pepper, yes, absolutely. Thank you, Deidre, for joining in. Okay, let me see here. Okay, we want a recipe. Somebody said create a recipe. So we're gonna say yes, recipe. Do we want to say, but I can't cook? Okay, let's just say yes, recipe. Look at this. All right, with the grocery list that Copilot just gave us, stay with me now, don't get weary and well doing. It says perfect because I said yes, recipe, right? It says, see, it doesn't take much. You're just communicating with it, but you are typing. Yes, recipe. It says, here's some delicious low sugar, nutrient-packed recipes using the ingredients from your healthy grocery list. It's simple, satisfying, and great for lunch or dinner. Here we go. Grilled salmon bowl. Look at this. You got a grilled salmon bowl. It's going to even tell you. Now, somebody said, what if I can't cook? You know what it said? It says, here are the instructions. Huh! So it's telling you right here exactly what to do. You need to rinse and cook according to the package instructions. You need to season this salmon that you're getting ready to have. They're going to tell you whether you can grill or pan-sear your meat up choice, assemble the bowl. They're telling you how to layer it all out, giving you a little bit of lemon juice if that's your desire. And then guess what? It's so fancy. It said, here goes some optional add-ins. Now look at this. Now, we can continue to build on this. We can say we want a breakfast or snack recipe, or we can get a pudding with the chia seed in it, or muffin ideas. Do you see now? I hope you all are following me. I see you, Linda, here. I hope you're following how this can definitely, how many of you could use something like this? I mean, maybe you know when you go to the grocery store that this is something that you do all the time, but imagine if the doctor has just told you need to go on a strict diet and you really don't know what those foods consist of. Based on what your doctor has just shared with you, you may not want to pay for meal planning and meal prepping, but guess what? Copilot, your assistant, you got a built-in assistant and you didn't even know it. Now, don't go fire your assistant if you have one. This is just to help you out along the way. But right now, you can just put that in based on your doctor's orders and follow your doctor's orders and instructions. I'm definitely not here to give you medical advice, but based on some of the things that you have to change and shift, you're able to certainly put that into Copilot. So, you can do this. You can do this. I want you to type, I can do this. Those of you, I see you in there, and I know it's shocking, but look at the information and the technology that God has given us to use. Now, let me show you one more thing here. You can actually, do you see the other suggestions? It's saying, can you suggest a breakfast recipe? It's already starting to do what? Think for you. It's starting to think ahead. And it's saying, what are some healthy snacks? All you got to do is click the button. And they're telling you right here, right now. Now, we're just still on recipes, y'all. We haven't even gotten into the good stuff. We're still on food. Okay. It says you've come to the right snack station. And they're telling you right here, here's a healthy lineup of ideas. We're just going along with what Copilot, our assistant, is sharing with us, right? And this is an absolute this is an application that you can just type into the browser, as I showed you earlier, and utilize it. Okay? They're telling you right now you can get you some cucumber. And no, you may not like this, but let's just say you want cucumber slices, but you do not like hummus. Let's just go ahead and type in, what is a good replacement for hummus? Let's just take that out. Just say, I don't like hummus. I mean, really talk to it like you just really would talk to somebody else. I don't like that. I don't like hummus. I don't want no hummus, Copilot. So it's now going to, you see it's working. You see it's going up. You see that? Now it's done. We know it's finished, right? And here is a little arrow. You didn't lose anything. Here's a little arrow. All you got to do is click that little arrow and look what it did. It took us right down here. And let's scroll back up a little bit. It's telling you right here all of the things that if you don't like hummus, it says what? You see how it talked back to me? I said, look, I don't like hummus, Copilot. It said totally fair. Totally fair, girlfriend. I get you. Hummus is not for everyone. Luckily, there are plenty of healthy, low sugar snacks that don't involve chickpeas or tahini. Here are some tasty alternatives that still hit the mark nutritionally. Do y'all see how quickly that, you know what? You see this? So here we go. It's now telling me we can have guacamole, cottage cheese, hard-boiled eggs. Give me creamy and cool. It has given me now, because I said I didn't like hummus, it has given me all of these different alternatives. So now let's say, I'm going to say, now help me with dessert. What about dessert? Low in sugar. Y'all, I'm still on low in sugar foods. Look at this. We talking to Copilot tonight. And I just press the button and we see it's working. Let's go back up here and see what Copilot told us that we can have for dessert. Now, we also said that we wanted it low in sugar, right? I said, now what about dessert low in sugar? As if I'm speaking to an individual. It says, oh yes, low in sugar desserts can absolutely be indulgent, right? Without a sugar spike. What do we have? We got chocolate avocado mousse. We've got a berry yogurt parfait. We got coconut chia pudding. Y'all, look at all of this stuff. Look at all of this. Baked cinnamon apples. And it's telling you, and all you have to do is say any one of these, right? You can say, tell me how to cook baked cinnamon apples. Right there in the message of Copilot. Okay? I'm showing you all this, and I'm telling you, you can do this. And, you know, these are small courses that you really, if you're asking other people to share and show with you, they may charge you to show you these things in a more advanced platform. But again, tonight, I just wanted to take some time to share with everyone who's been wanting to get a little bit more comfy in embracing what we know as AI, which this is it right here. We're utilizing it right here. I wanted to share that these are the benefits of understanding how to use platforms that you have right at your disposal. You're on your computer every single day. You're on your phone every single day. You're already using AI and you don't even know that you're using it. If you use Siri or the one that I have, which if I say her name right now, she will answer Alexa. If you say it, you're using these things. You're using GPS or Waze. You're using all of these GPS maps or Waze apps. You're using all of these different things every single day. You're on Facebook right now. Facebook has collected so much data that if you right now go and look at a pair of shoes on a site or a store, what's going to start happening? You will start to see ads pop up in your feed for that particular store and the item that you've been searching. You know why? Because data now has been collected. That's artificial intelligence. It's actually subliminally telling you, hey, you looked at this. Do you want to buy it? And it's going to keep giving you these little coders like, here we go again. Oh, and every time you see that shoe ad, you're going to be like, how is it that they know this is what I want? It's because you've been searching sites. So whatever you've been searching is going to ultimately wind up in your feed. Okay. So let's start going. I'm looking at the chat here again. And I'm going to move from the food, but I see the question, can a sweet potato pie be low in sugar? It possibly can if you buy one that's not sweet potato. Anyway, you can ask Copilot and they will tell you. Anyway, let's do one more. And I know I've spent a lot of time there, but let's look at another activity, right? And I hope that your confidence is building even as I'm speaking. I'm praying and I'm hoping that your confidence is being built, renewed, and restored and refreshed in the idea that this is not anything that's difficult. You know why? Because these are practical ways that we can enjoy Copilot and we can assist ourselves. So let's do something right now. We've already done recipes and food, but who wants to say what they would like? We can either do a travel and plan an outing, or we can ask it to help us type an email. Which one would y'all like? We know it can do everything, right? But let's take a look. I'm gonna go back to the chat here and let's just take a look. We can either ask it to help us to travel to a place, maybe help us build an itinerary to a place that we have not gone, but we're planning to actually go, or we can help build an email. Which one would you all like to do? Or maybe we'll have time to do both. Let's just start with the itinerary. Where are we going? Where are we going to go? Let's say we're going to go to Disneyland. Who? Disneyland? Is everybody good with Disneyland? And we're going to give a budget. Okay, so let's go to Disneyland. I have let's put in Copilot. I want to take my family of 4 to Disneyland in the summer, and I have a $4,500 budget. What can we do? Let's ask. Let's see. Okay, let's take a look. See, I'm excited. I'm getting anxious to know what I can do with my family of 4 going to Disneyland. We're on a budget of $4,500. They tell me that $4,500 is a solid budget for a magical Disneyland trip. So I'm excited about that because they're telling me with smart planning, I can go. Well, we can go. And so let's take a look and see. They're telling me right now, park tickets. They're telling me how much they cost. They're telling us the third-party sales and what you should or should not do. They're telling you if you fly or drive, how much it could definitely cost. I didn't tell it where I was coming from, but if I told it where I was coming from, it could give me possibly even more of a crafted budget for this travel, right? So it's telling you it's going to cost us $200 per person for round trip. Now it's possibly, let me share with you, this computer is in Memphis, so it's possibly AI is possibly picking up the fact that I'm in Tennessee, and it's probably telling me based on the tickets right now to get to Orlando from where I am right now, this is a possibility of what those tickets may cost. And it's telling me I can drive or I can fly. It's also telling me how much I need to budget each day for food. That's important. It's telling us that meals average $15 to $20 per person. And so look at all of this. It's telling you about your souvenirs. Now, this is a very, very general. I just said I want to take a family of 4 to Disneyland. I didn't give it any other specific information. But had I given it more specific, it can give me more specific information. So here we go. It says a sample budget breakdown. Look at this. It gave me a full sample budget breakdown. Now, what if I need to come back to this? Look at all of this stuff. It's telling me the sample budget breakdown, giving me my bonus tips. I want to leave you with this here. When you want to capture this information and you don't want it to go away based off of what you have shared, after each interaction with Copilot, there are some little things down here. There's something that says good response. I can give it a thumbs up. You don't have to. You can give it a thumbs down. Maybe it didn't satisfy the information you were looking for. And because I gave it a thumbs up, guess what? It just collected the idea that what it actually gave me, it can give somebody else. Woo, isn't that good? That's great. Okay, and then right here, it's saying you can share this message and prompt, meaning I can send it to an external area where it can be saved, or I can copy the message. Everything it just gave me, I can copy it and then go maybe paste it onto a Word document or into the body of my email so that I have the information with me. If you use the body of your email, you can always send an email to yourself. So in the to line, just put your own email address there and send it to yourself. And it's always in your inbox and your sent box, because you sent it to you. Okay. All right. Just a little tip there. Or you can actually have it to refresh itself. Okay. So this is very easy. Now let's do one last one, which is how to craft an email. What are we going to talk about in the email tonight? I'm gonna go back to the chat, and I know I'm probably just a little bit behind on the messages, but let's go look here. Let's just go look here. And let's craft an email. Now, what do we want to utilize the email for? What do we want to ask the email? Or what email do we want to send tonight? Let's just say send an email thanking TK for this awesome presentation. Let's do that. Write me a thank you email to TK for presenting an awesome mini session on Copilot. All right. Now, this is what's going to blow your mind right here. Again, what are we going to do after we put this in? We're going to click this nice little button right here. And here it is. It's even nice enough that it gives you a nice subject line. Now, understand, here's an appreciative thank you email you can send to TK. Okay? TK, I just wanted to extend a heartfelt thank you for the fantastic mini session you presented on Copilot. Your insights were not only informative, but incredibly engaging. We all see. So now guess what we need to do? We need to tailor this email, right? Because this was done where? Online. Okay? This was done online, and I'm presenting it online. So you might copy. What did I do? I already told y'all what you can do. You can go right here and copy this already, and you can start crafting it to fit yourself. But what did I just do? I just saved you a ton of time, because you now do not have to sit here and try to come up with some fancy flowery words to give to TK to make her feel appreciated for doing whatever it is she did for you. In this case, presented an incredible Copilot mini session, right? Not only did she do that, but she did it for everyone. So even though she did it for everyone, we didn't walk away. We were all engaged online. So you can now go in and recraft this message to let it say what you want it to say, but you don't recraft it here unless you say, please revise, we were online. I'm not using a lot of fancy schmancy. I'm just saying, here you go. I'm going to just say, here, you might not like what was said. So here you go. It just revised it for me. It says, I want to send a big thank you for the fantastic mini session you led on Copilot, even though we were online. Now look at that. You didn't have to think. You didn't have to. All you have to do is breathe and type. That made me laugh. All you have to do is breathe and type. It says your energy and clarity came through effortlessly. You made the topic feel approachable and engaging, and your insight sparked a lot of excitement and curiosity across the team. And it might not be the team. It was like just all of us. And if it's too much, if it's too many words, guess what? Reframe it. And this is how you reframe it. You're going to go here again, and you're going to copy it, put it on a blank document or in the body of the email, and just start recrafting it. Isn't that wonderful? Well, guess what? We're not finished, but we're going to end because this is 40 minutes of a lot of information, okay? And in these types of sessions, I don't want to have you sitting in information overload, but I wanted to take you through this. Now, this is what I'm going to do. I am going to type Copilot a request to help me end this session appropriately, okay? Help me give thanks to my audience who listened to my mini session on Copilot. And what are we going to do? We're going to press the black button. Now, what I'm going to do is stop sharing my screen. I just told you what I'm doing. I'm not sharing my screen any longer. You know why? Because what I'm going to do is tell you what Copilot has told me. And I'm just going to sit here and conversationally tell you that I just want to take a moment to thank you for attending my mini session on Copilot. Whether you were tuning in live or you're going to catch up afterward, I truly appreciate your time, your attention, your curiosity, and your engagement in the chat. It has been truly a pleasure sharing how Copilot can enhance our workflows and spark new ways of thinking. Your engagement and thoughtful interaction has made this session more rewarding, and I hope you will be better for it. So I appreciate you for being a part of the conversation. Now, I am going to share my screen for the last time tonight. Again. And I want you to see exactly what I just said. Here it is right here. So, in a very conversational manner, I did switch some things up in the moment because I did not have time to read through this first and then go recraft. But in the moment, I'm reading and I'm thinking about how we just had this time together. And so even if you're making presentations and you want a way to open your sessions, you want a way to successfully close your sessions as a more polished way to present, Copilot is where you can go. Now, one last thing, it always is going to ask you if you want it to do something else. And we saw this in the recipes, but I want to share with you, even here, it asked me, do you want to add a specific shout out or tailor it to your team's tone? I can help you personalize it even more. All you have to do is say, yes, my team is jovial, or yes, this is a financial aid team, or yes, I work in a warehouse and I have a team of 10. You can actually start to tailor it. Again, all it is something to help us work much more efficiently, quicker, faster, better, stronger, and embrace the tips and the tools and the resources that we have sitting right here at the click of a button. So I hope you all have been enlightened. And again, it's a lot of information. I get it. So that's why I'm not going to go for a full hour. I wanted to just stop and share this with you as I promised. This is just one of the many tools, one of the many platforms that can be utilized to help streamline our daily practices, helping us to move faster, further, more efficiently, more effectively, not having to overthink all the time. And since this is tailored to 65 plus, you have thought a lot in your lifetime, right? I've thought a lot in mine, but this is just to help us craft ways that we can be stronger in how we work together. I hope this has been informational. I hope you have been enlightened. I hope that you are embracing the excitement that surrounds this. One last thing I did want to share with you before I leave is how AI has even helped to transform certain things. And there are so many ways. All of the intros that you see, I know if you all go to my husband's page, Vincent Carter, even if you go visit his page, he has all kinds of fancy intros and things of that nature, all powered by what we know as artificial intelligence. So continue working, continue growing, continue sharing. Don't forget to expand yourself, connect with others who have this type of information. And hey, if you want to reach out to me one-on-one and you want to have a personal session, please do not hesitate to reach out and just say, TK, I want to go further. I want to go deeper. I want to expand my knowledge in the world of AI. Well, I appreciate you for joining me for the last 2 weeks on the basics of AI. And again, I hope you have been enlightened, informed, and I want you to feel empowered now. Now that you've been enlightened and informed, you should feel empowered. And after you get that level of empowerment, it is now time to implement and execute. I'm very excited for your growth. Thank you all to the 65 and older, the 65 plus community that joined me for the last 2 weeks in diving into something that is going to expand our level of discovery and how we work together. God bless you. Thank you so much for joining me tonight. I will see you at another time.